you've ordered a solar powered light, you're going to find the light and also a whole bunch of this hardware, and I'm going to show you how to do this. With regards to the light, it's not going to work unless you cover it up, because it turns off during the day and it turns on at night. There's going to be two different kinds of baskets that you're going to have the hardware for. You're going to use some of the hardware for one and some other for the other. So the flange, you'll always use the flange, and that goes in the bottom. Before we do that though, we're going to make sure we turn it on at the level that we want. So there's two types of baskets. There's kind of like this, where it's just open in the top. There's a cross bolt that comes right through. The other kind is this kind of your home basket, where you've got a screw cap. So depending on which basket type you've got, you'll use different combinations of this hardware. And I'll show you. So for the screw cap, you're going to use this big O-ring, the little O-ring, and the metal O-ring, as well as this bolt. So I put the metal O-ring, then the rubber O-ring, and then with the flange, I put the big O-ring down there. So if you take this off, this is going to be an M10 bolt, which is the same as this. You'll be replacing this with this, but you'll have the light here pinched in between. The purpose of the flange, as you can see, it almost comes out the top, which means I can crank on this super, super tight, and pretty soon it's going to get metal on metal, and so it's not going to crush the light, and that's on there tight. If you have this other type of basket, you're still going to use the flange, still going to use the big O-ring, but now you're not going to use these three pieces. Instead, you're going to use these three. There's a long J-hook, the rubber cap here, there's a washer, and there's a little nut. All right, put on the flange, and then before we do anything else, we go ahead and put on this washer on the top and the nut a little ways. Okay, once I have that, now that I know it's not going to fall through, then I'm going to reach in and I'm going to fish in for that cross bolt, and once I do, then I'm going to cinch everything down tight, and with a hacksaw I'm going to cut this off at a good length, because this is a rubber cap that goes on top, and the purpose of that is to keep the disc from hitting the bolt.